don't.
Welcome back, esteemed guests of my channel. My name is Destiny Hernandez. If you didn't already know, I am a YouTuber apparently, and today I have filmed for you guys a Paint With Me Q&A. If you are new here, like I said, hello, my name is Destiny. I would love to have you here on this YouTube channel. We just hit, I think, 120 already, so woo, hooray. But yes, please make sure you subscribe below. Even if you are a returning subscriber, make sure you subscribe down below, like this video, and put on the notification bell to know every time I post a video. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into these questions and let's get started painting. So first and foremost, I'm not a real artist. Don't think that I'm a real artist, okay? This is from Walmart. Those are from Walmart. These brushes from Michaels. Okay, you don't need to have expensive stuff to be an artist. Trust me. So with that being said, this is my palette. You're gonna see me pull this up a couple of different times. So today what I want to go ahead and do is I'm gonna paint a little waterfall. That's how I'm feeling. So we're gonna get started with that. But for the first question, it's going to be, what is your favorite makeup look you ever created? Honestly, I don't have a favorite, only because I create so many looks. But I think there was one look I did when I was like younger. And if you can't hear me, I'll try to speak louder so you guys can hear me when I turn this way. But there was one look I did for like, basically the Day of the Dead. And so that was one of my favorite looks, and I'll post a picture right here. So, and I was like 12, 13 when I started that one, so I really did like it. So that was the first question. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through each question and like kind of paint and kind of talk a little bit like each time. I don't want to just sit on one question forever, only because if so, I'm gonna waste so much time. And so I just wanted to go ahead and just like let you know what I was doing. So first, I'm taking this green, it's on my plate, and I'm going with this brush to like paint the surrounding area around my waterfall. So okay, now that we have our green like base down, just so you know, this is gonna be like a waterfall. So these are the sides of the waterfall, and like this is the shore, I guess, the shore or whatever. But I just wanted to go ahead and answer the next question. The next question I have is the best childhood memory. So the best childhood memory for me is when I was little, and my childhood best friend knows this. Nadine, if you're watching this, you know what I'm talking about. So when I was little, we used to live at this house, and it had one of those balconies, and the balcony led from like window onto the balcony. And so when you were on there, you can like sit out there and everything. So what we would do is we would pull all-nighters and just sit out there and just do random stuff. Like we would eat French toast, we would look at the moon, we'd look like in the morning sometimes we'd stay up all night, and so we would watch the sunrise. But we were dumb, like the sun comes up on this side where I'm at, so it was like no point. But like that's what we used to do, and we just used to stay up and do like absolutely nothing. So like I said, I'm gonna take that green color and I'm gonna add it to like right here where the green parts meet, like where my waterfall is gonna be, or like where the water is gonna be, and I'm gonna add it there to make like less of a drastic line between each of the two. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that and do that. Alrighty, so the next question I have is my biggest fear. So my biggest fear is actually something that's super stupid, but my biggest fear is caterpillars. I hate fucking caterpillars, bro. I cannot stand them. They're just like, especially the ones, and like correct me if I'm wrong, but I know there's some caterpillars out there that like sting you, and I'm just not with the shits. Like I'm not with it. I don't like caterpillars. When I was younger, I had this friend and we were playing outside, and she threw threw a caterpillar into my hair, and it scarred me for life. Like, I just can't deal with them. But yeah, that's my biggest fear, is a little bug. So that is one of my biggest fears. A more adult fear that I have, I guess, is like not being like successful, I guess. Like, I don't want to be just one of those just regular people. Like, I want to be successful, and I think that's like what a lot of people have struggled with, you know, being my age. And like, especially right now, you want to make sure you're the best and that you're doing the best you can. So like, you know, I want to be successful. I want to make my mom proud. So I guess that would be like a more adultish kind of fear. So like, you know, I wouldn't want to not upset, but I wouldn't want to let anyone down. Like, because I have a certain expectation for myself, and I'm pretty sure you do too. So okay, so the next question I do have for you guys is, what's one of your goals? One of my goals is actually to finish school. If you don't know already, you're kind of getting two for the price of one, but I do go to school. I am currently a sophomore, I guess. Well, actually, I'm going to be a junior. So I'm finishing out my associates of this semester, which is the fall semester, if you're watching this in, you know, farther time, basically, in the future. So I'm going to be finishing school the next semester, and I plan to transfer to UNT. So I'm going to be a junior there next spring, and if you don't already know, I am going to school for microbiology. You know, your girl loves her a little science, a little mixing of the test tubes. So that is something that I am really excited to do. So that is one of my biggest goals, is to get my master's in microbiology and to further my education into my career. Another one of my goals, and I know you said one, I'm so sorry, but another one of my goals is, of course, to like, you know, keep continuing to make makeup looks, and, you know, continue to grow my page and my YouTube. So I think that's one of my biggest goals so far, is just to honestly finish school so I can have a degree, you know, further my career and everything I want to do. So that is one of my biggest goals so far. I don't know if anything has changed yet. I'm pretty set on that, you know, reaching that goal. So that is one of my biggest things. Alright, and if you kind of see what I'm doing, I'm taking this green and the brown and kind of going back and forth with each of them, just to mix them up a little bit so it's not so harsh. But I'm going in with both of those. So I'm going to take some of this darker green and add some grass and stuff down here, only because before I go ahead and add the water itself, I don't want it to be too bare on the side and not have any dimension. So I'm going to take this green and start on that. Alright, so I've added like all the little shrubbery that I wanted to add. So if you don't know what shrubbery is, it's bushes. So I added some like bushes, I added some big foliage where I'm going to be putting the trees and stuff like that. So that is that. The next question that I wanted to go ahead and answer is, when did you start doing makeup? So I think I started doing my makeup in like middle school. Mind you, it wasn't the best makeup ever, but I started doing like eyeshadow and eyeliner. That's when I was allowed to do makeup, and I will insert a picture here of what I look like. If you knew me from middle school, you probably knew I looked like this. I was a little weirdo, so, and honestly it was funny. But I would wear things like eyeshadow and eyeliner, and I wouldn't do my eyebrows, so that looks weird, and I'll have a couple different pictures showed up on the screen. So that looked really weird, but I think I started doing makeup in middle school. I really got into doing looks really in high school, and then that's when I started doing people's makeup, and then I just, you know, gradually got more into makeup. So next I'm thinking I'm just gonna go ahead and add in like some bushes, not some bushes, like some branches into the painting. So I'm probably gonna take, I'm gonna take this color. I'm gonna take these two colors. This is like a dark, well, not, this is like a regular brown, and this is more of a tan color. I'm gonna add some like detailing into the tree. because as you can see what kind of vibe I'm going for, and hopefully you can see it, and it looks crazy right now. I know. I'm gonna try to explain like what I'm showing you guys the best way I can, but honestly, please bear with me. And something I just wanted to add it on, I was sitting here thinking about it, but like when I was in middle school starting out on makeup, I was already in, so like I went to middle school for art, and obviously like I enjoy art, but I eventually didn't enjoy it as much for a career, if that makes sense. So like I didn't pursue going to art school or anything like that, so naturally I just kind of shifted towards makeup, because makeup was something that I felt like I could still reflect my artistic skill, but it wasn't the same way as doing art for like a living, if that makes sense. So that's why I went in middle school, like I was doing a lot of art, and then I switched over to just doing makeup, and that was one of my favorite things to do, besides just making paintings and doing random artwork that I love to do. Because in school I would do like photography, I did art, like I did clay, everything like that, and I still enjoy doing those things, don't get me wrong, but you know, I just don't want to pursue it like that for a career. Alright, so before I go ahead and take forever, you know, doing the details of my treats, I wanted to answer another question. So my next question that I have is, how old are you? So I'm 20. I turned 20 in March. I'll be turning 21, of course, this coming up March. But I think it's like 7 or 8 months left in the year. Well, there's like 6 months left in the year. No. There's only 4 months left in the year, so I'll be turning 21 for 5, 6, 7, 8 months from now. Hooray! But yeah, so I just turned 20. For those of you who want to know. Go ahead and continue with the rest of the painting. I wanted to go ahead and answer another question. So the next question I do have is, what is your favorite type of look to do? So my favorite type of look to do is a colorful look. I rarely go for like nudes and like stuff like that. It's not my style. Like I'll go for a nude makeup when of course I'm doing makeup on myself or like other people, but I love doing colorful makeup. And I think that's one of the things about me, is I've always been a creative person, so I don't like to fit in and like conform, I guess, to the normal kind of stuff. So the next question I had for you guys that you gave me is, what is your sign? I'm an Aries. So if you ever notice that I'm a little weird, it's probably my Aries tendencies. So it's really all I gotta say, only because I'm like I guess the cardinal sign, so I have like good qualities. I feel like I'm a good leader. I'm very passionate about everything I do. The only quality I don't like about myself, related to my sign, that I see in myself as an Aries, like I noticed that I like put myself against a race in my own brain. So like in my brain I'm like racing against myself, and it sometimes brings me to like burn out on ideas or not execute ideas the way I want to execute them. So that is something that I've noticed that I want to change. But to continue on into the actual painting, as you can see, I put down the base color I wanted to use for the actual like waterfall. So I'm going to take these two colors, so it's like a baby blue and like a darker blue, and kind of just add some details in there, and like add some foam to like make it look like a, you know, babbling brook basically. Okay, so I went ahead and added some more details into my actual waterfall. So I'm going to go ahead and answer a question really quick. How long do you usually take to do your makeup? I usually take anywhere between an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on the look that I do. There's some times where if the look is more intricate, that I'm going to take a little bit longer. So like for instance, this look only took me an hour and 30 minutes, but this look took me like 2 hours. So, you know, it just depends on the day. And honestly, if I'm rushing, if I know what I'm doing, because honestly, sometimes I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm just kind of freehanding it. So what I'm going to do next, as far as the painting goes, is I'm going to go ahead and add some white. I'm going to add some like kind of squiggly lines so it looks like the water is like running. And then after that, I'm going to add some like rocks. So I kind of think I finished my waterfall little area. I'm not sure, I might add some more stuff to it, but I wanted to go ahead and answer one of the last questions. So the last question I got is, what do you want to accomplish with YouTube? So as far as YouTube goes, right now I'm just kind of like feeling it out. I'm not too sure if I want to continue to do it. I do of course love making videos, don't get me wrong. It's just honestly fun for me. But honestly, I want to grow my channel. You know, of course I want to try to make YouTube maybe a full-time job. I'm not too sure yet. But like as of right now, I'm just like filling it out and seeing how the way I want to go ahead and do it. Of course I want to go ahead and continue and just make videos, you know, whether it be, you know, beauty or even just lifestyle. Like right now I'm doing like beauty, lifestyle, and like everything else in between, but like I want to have a consistent kind of upload schedule and like what I'm posting. And
so finally, then I add some details into the paintings. I add some bushes and some flowers. I even go in and even add some butterflies and even a little red bird. So yeah. In this clip, I'm sketching out the mushrooms and where I want to put them.
Alright guys, so that is the end of the video. If you stayed to the end, thank you so much for watching. As always, make sure you subscribe and leave a like down below and put on the notification bell so you know every time I post a new video. But yeah, so here's the finished look and hope you enjoy. Bye.